Hey you! Yeah, you! You see that? Go subscribe. Hello boys and welcome to another episode of our Zero to Legend series as Brewmaster Monk. And this is week 4 of our challenge. This week we will be getting Keystone Hero. And with a new week, with the reset day, we have Great Vault. So stay tuned for that. Here we go. By the way, what do you guys think of the mog? Pretty cool, right? Now, let's open our vault. I hope we get a ring with especially crit verse. If not, I can just craft it with the new spark we got this week. So let's go. Haste mastery, that's ass. Oh, verse mastery. For you folks back at home, no harvester. Ain't no way, brother. With Harvester's interdiction, I'm a happy boy now. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, now with the sick mog and a cool mount to boot, it's time to crush the rest of the keys and achieve Keystone Hero. Let's go, boys. First dungeon of the week is Echo Dome Aldani 12, and boy, we are prepared to carry this one. Post vault opening and full of energy. The run is looking promising, or so I thought. Take a look at my talents before we start. You guys remember that sentinel pull through the wall, right? Well, I tried doing it again in this run.
Bruh.
Well, apparently they saw that video from Shaw. We cannot have fun in this game, huh? The first boss was easy AF, but can someone in the comments tell me what the hell is this? On our way to the second boss, things were going fine until... What's this? We got ourselves a ninja! And of course, this is the result. Yes, as you saw, those sentinels have a mechanic that if you move, if anyone moves, they start spewing lots of pink stuff on the ground. So against those guys, you cannot move. You just as a tank need to turn him away from your group and GG. And that is why, if you can skip one of them, please do so. Well, we are almost at the end of the dungeon. I skipped the whole second boss section. It is because my processor, it is not that good to play WoW nowadays. Because lots of things happening on the screen, lots of graphics that even if I turn to the lowest setting, they will still lag my PC. And of course, recording it at the same time kinda strains your processor even more. So... sorry guys, don't be surprised if I start posting League of Legends videos in the near future. So the third boss was easy too, and we managed to time it with a little over 2 minutes remaining. And got our portal to Echo Dome Aldani. Mission accomplished on that one. Then it was time for a plus 12 Dawnbreaker. And this run, boy was it rough in some parts. And this dungeon is common knowledge to lust on the second interpacks because they take a hell of a lot of time to die and they deal quite a bit of damage. So we just used lust and we cooked this pack with no problems. On the first boss, you guys already know that he doesn't like to move whenever does the circle debuff on your damage dealers. You try to kite him away and he never moves. But besides that, in this dungeon, in the first intermission phase, on the first round of the fight, I got hit by the darkness explosion by, I mean, no frames at all because I wasn't even touching the area. It was so weird. I don't know if it was bugged or if in my screen it was appearing as if I touched it. Who knows? It's Dawnbreaker, the dungeon known for being bugged in the first season of the expansion. Well, I got Pedal Res and we continued the fight, but the druid managed to die and we could not come back from that one. Even as a Brewmaster, OP as we are. And since second round's the charm, we managed to pound her ass. So after defeating the final mini boss for the second boss, we went ahead and pulled a pack and a patrol to see if we could not die here. And then we pulled the other two. But this time, it was not fun. Just take a look how it went. Yeah, we got clapped, but we went back in, and even against the surrender odds, we pulled slower and it worked out in the end. As for the final boss, he took years to die, but he finally died, but we depleted, sadly. Keystone Hero is just a step ahead though. In case you guys haven't seen the other videos on the Zero to Legend series, that will be on the card on the top right corner of the screen, we already timed the gambit at plus 10. However, to achieve Keystone Legend, we need at least all dungeons timed at plus 12 level. And fortunately enough, I had my own key, 11 gambit, ready to be done. In addition to that, I invited a 3 DPS pre-made, thing that I don't usually do, and they were fairly well geared. So I thought, let's risk it for the biscuit. Season has started 3 weeks ago, and we have at least until January for the season to end. With that in mind, let's give it a shot. Well, we are on the first boss already with no deaths. Plus these boys are cranking the meters. Jeez. First boss was defeated with 0 problems, and then the second boss was a sight to behold. Truly beautiful. The last packs were a breeze, and the last boss was the closest thing we had to a challenge on this run. The funniest part was the classic DK on a wheelchair. Poor soul. Though despite the DK on a wheelchair, we managed to slay the boss and beat the last mob for trash completion, and our reward is... our next mission, Tazavesh Streets of Wonder. Welcome to Streets of Wonder. The mission ahead will be tough. Nevertheless, it's your boy tanking, so things are supposed to be fine.
Stop the cap!
As a heads up, while I was forming my group, I've put in the options that the dungeon was supposed to be standard, which means that if the group leader wants to complete the dungeon, you have to complete it. However, if the leader wants to abandon, you guys end it right there with the command /abandon, and you will leave if the majority wants to abandon, the leader's vote counting for 2 votes. Why I said this to you guys now? Well, keep watching and find out. You see, the dungeon was going smooth as butter, with only 2 deaths and more than enough time to... well, time the dungeon. But then this happened.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Yep, we wiped. And these guys had a mental of a cock. Pause. No, not that one. But you guys know what taught us. Never give up, boys. We went back in and... oh wow! Surprise! Nobody died! Then it was the mini-boss turn. And man, you won't believe what kind of atrocities that demon hunter said. Guys, you know I'm the tank and get knocked back frequently versus the mini-boss, right? Turns out that demon hunter apparently never tanked in his life and did not know that he could, like, move his ass to the other spot and still hit the target. I do not know how that guy got 2.7k rating by just zigzagging. In my defense, I could have moved. Yeah, I could have moved. However, at that moment, I never knew that light mechanic could target tanks, and was focused on pressing my buttons to survive the pull. But the funny part is yet to come, and no, it is not me trying to pull the mail room mobs only to die.
Bruh.
You see that, right? Yeah, bro kept trash talking and wanting to surrender the run while being the one with the most deaths in the group, even though it was top damage. My mental while I was doing the dungeon was like that one time Goku turned Super Saiyan on Namek and called Frieza a fool. Fortunately, I was the one laughing in the end, because even though it was top damage of the dungeon, me and super hard with the top interrupts. And the more interrupts you do, the more thankful your healer is. And the more thankful your healer is, the more bitches you get.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Please guys, don't go arrest that guy. Even if he was an asshole, at least he provided us with content. And I don't say no to free content. Well boys, we ended the week rocking 545 score with Keystone Hero in hand and are almost done with the grind for score. Who knows, maybe next week we'll get legend. As always, thanks for watching, drop a like if you liked it, comment anything you want, but I appreciate feedback. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and see you guys on the next episode. Peace!